Okay, it looks like my storage on my SD card is full, so I got to start using my GoPro, or start getting some stuff off this card. But I got to get through this museum and get back to the RV. We have to go to another location, but just gonna scan over these models really quick. Very, very detailed. Don't even want to touch them. Very tempting to touch, but very detailed. And most of the stuff I can imagine people. They donate. They build these things and then they donate it. I just got to keep moving. Oh, this is a radio. I was talking to my wife about this, and actually I got to take some pictures of it because this is what we used to call a Prick 77. This piece right here. You can carry it on your back or mount them in vehicles. Here's one configuration of what it would look like if you were carrying it. I was just talking to my wife about this today. So the phone piece would hook up around to the front of your chest on your web gear. That's the whip antenna, and there was a longer base antenna that we could use too, but that whip antenna was generally used as we were walking around, and that's how you would change the frequencies and tune it in. Those are some external hookup things on the side, but one's a power cord. But I was just talking to let me back up so I was just talking to my wife about this today, but I got to get some pictures of it. Here's kind of like how it would have been used. It looks like they're still being used today. Very interesting. Let me just keep moving around. So this is communications stuff. Like I said, this stuff isn't easy. Oh man, I've used these before. These are really, really cool. It's a crank radio hardwired. You crank it up and it rings on the other end. You pick it up. Matter of fact, they might even have this. Hold on. Well, please do not handle. I was going to say they might have it hooked up to each other. So you can actually ring this one. You crank this one, and this one would ring. These, if you ever find these are still operational today. You can actually use these like in treehouse. Everyone uses cell phones. I got it. But these would be really cool to have hooked up like into a treehouse and to your home. But these are pretty cool. These hand crank telephones. Once again, you'd have to hardwire them to each other, and most of the time there were two established points. Or when we had, like in Egypt, when we had the bunkers dug in, we would use those in the bunkers to call each other. A lot of comm equipment here. Some of the stuff does look familiar when I was a 113 crew. See, here's a PRC 77, or otherwise known as the Prick 77. This one is the same one I showed you that you'd mount on your back, except this one is hooked up. This is called, I believe this is the Vinson decoder. I believe the transmission would be decoded through this thing here. I'm pretty sure. But this is the standalone piece. See with the handles? If you look at it, this is the top view where all the controls are, mounted in a vehicle that this one was. That's the one it's the same exact thing, except that's the configuration you would have when it was on your back. If you mount it into a vehicle, this is the configuration you would see it in the vehicle, and this is where the whip antenna was coming out. This is going to this antenna, and then this hooks up to the wall of the vehicle, then the antenna would run out to the top. But I'm very, very familiar with that. Don't know if that's how it's being used today. Yeah, way before word processors. Man, I could spend a lot of time. Oh, the Japanese doesn't know the war's over yet. Hey, buddy, you can go home. You know that? Oh, this is a cool. This is a tank driver. Oh, hey, 40. That right there, Starburst, 40th Infantry Division. That's the patch that I wore when I was in the California Army National Guard. Looks like they got the guys on the run over there. These might be, the one on the right is a reproduction, but the one in the middle might be an authentic Japanese flag. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This might be a 48 store flag. Yep, there's my division off to the left. This is 81st Battalion. I was first of the 185th. Oh man, another room. I gotta make tracks. SATCOM. Okay, satellite communications. Didn't do any of it while I was in the Army, but I do incorporate it, what we do, my job now, what I do in the Air Force. Maybe not the same equipment or the same purpose as wow, this stuff is old. But like I said, I really got to keep moving. I should have come in here hours ago. I actually have one of these old canteens at home. Oh, this is a cool shot. Check this out. This is like the guard shack, like entering onto base. '40th Armored Combat Infantry badge. This is an older style uniform. I never wore that type of uniform. This is really cool though. I do. Looks like something that you see when you pull up into the gate. Let's see some ID. What are you doing here? Are you authorized to be here? You keep going. Nothing to see here. Move along. One with the Kit Fox. So it looks like they see one of our staff for bottled water and soft drinks. I am dying. I could use it. I can use some of that. This guy's keeping an eye on me. I'm leaving. I'm out. Going. Bye. See ya. Keep him moving. Here's another Jeep Willys. Some World War II Nazi stuff. Looks like quite likely someone used this for target practice. Oh man, look at that. Now when I was in the Army, when I was a paratrooper, I wore everything but the Kevlar. When I was in 1987, we were still actually wearing a steel pot. This rendition has a Kevlar. But that is just really, really cool. I gotta come back and take some pictures of that guy, some standalone pictures. Yep, that's the exact uniform I would have been wearing. And there's the C-130 dropping them off. No, I'm sorry, C-141. It's a 141. My mistake. I'm not wearing my glasses. Vietnam era uniform right there. This is an extensive museum. Oh, this is a CVC helmet. That's the kind matter of fact, in my video, when I'm talking about motorcycle helmets, that's what I'm wearing. Is a CVC crew helmet. I actually was wearing one of these in my videos, earlier videos on YouTube. Paperboy. Wow, there's another Jeep. Looks like another medical display. Okay, when I joined the active duty Army, from 1987 to 1990, I was a medic, 91 Alpha. When I came into the California Army National Guard, I was a 19 Delta Cav Scout. I did wear a band like that, but only for the LA riots, and then we took them off. Medical nurse. How you doing? Does it hurt? Does it hurt when you open up your mouth? Well, then don't open up your mouth. It won't hurt anymore. You got some food for me, pal? Oh, those are Mermites. I ate many a meal out of those cans. That's exactly what it would look like. They just slop it right in there. Those are potatoes au gratin. I could almost smell them. Yep, those are the Mermites. And then, oh, I remember eating out of these too. That's actually food. I'm picking this up right now, and that is heavy. They used to put these in immersion heaters. These little, I think this might be it right here, but big old, oh, there's the Mermite right there. They would load 3 canisters of food, or I guess sometimes there'd be 1, but that's them serving out of it. They were all like just heated by hot water. Yeah, I remember eating out of that. And there's one right there. And there's the guy that fed us. That is Spec 5, Specialist 5. Those were just going out. I was a Spec 4 Specialist. And actually, initially it was called Spec 4 because there was Spec 4, Spec 5, Spec 6, depending on the chevrons that were above it. But my rank looked just like that, but without the bar. So in the mid to late 80s, they did away with that, and they just kept the shield. So from Spec 4, I went to just being called a Specialist. And there's a water, that disperses water. There's the outside of the museum. And I probably should really wrap it up. There's an immersion heater. They put this thing in like just a tin thing, and that would just boil the water, and you could wash your pots and pans. I got quite a few of those at home. Gas can. All right, really would love to have said more, or checked out more of this museum, but there's a bathroom right there I like to use. They did such a really good job, but my wife is going to kill me. And she's going to hear this on this video saying, yeah, I did kill him because we got to get on the road. All right, I'm walking out of here. But anyways, I really do got to sign off. This has been an excellent, not enough time to be here in this museum to see everything. But Camp Roberts, I don't know if civilians are allowed to come on to this installation to see all this stuff, but it's too bad if you don't. All right, this is Adventure Vin signing off. Like, subscribe, don't forget to get out there and ride. And remember, everyone's life is an adventure, especially mine. But you make your life and your journey a good one.